Hey everyone, welcome to Reawaken Your Brilliance. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Julie Seibert and I'm the host. I created Reawaken Your Brilliance as a way to bring body, mind, and spirit experts to everyone so that you can help unlock your potential to lead your best life ever. I spent many years sleepwalking through life, and if I can help someone avoid that, then that's my goal. We all have crosses that we've had to bear, and I want you to know you're not alone and that there are answers out there for you to help live your best life possible. So, I am back from Prague and Budapest. I had a great trip. I should go more often because we had the most viewers when I was away last week, but at the beginning of every show, I like to give my nickel a couple of thoughts, and I was thinking when I was coming back, I don't like to travel, I'm afraid of flying, and we had kind of a crazy day. I went with my family, we got to the airport, we ended up all being separated because the flights got canceled, and so it was kind of crazy, but it was one of those times when you just have to go with the flow. And I know I'm mainly German heritage, and we're just uptight to begin with, so that's sometimes a challenge for me. But as I've gotten older, I've learned, you know what, you just have to step back, take a breath, and just trust that things are meant to happen. And throughout this crazy travel day, I ended up getting home 5 hours earlier than expected, and I was able to come into Raleigh instead of having to fly to Atlanta, then Pittsburgh, and back to Raleigh. So some of those times happy accidents happen, so I encourage you, maybe if there's a challenge in your life right now, to just step back and go with the flow and know that everything will work out the way it should. So I'm here now going to tell you about tonight's guest. Elaine Grohman is a Certified Healing Touch Practitioner, Associate Polarity Practitioner, and an Angel Therapy Practitioner. She is a developer and teacher of sacred geometry and energy medicine, healing from the fourth dimension, levels 1 and 2. Her experiences of working as an energy healer, angel reader, and educator help us to begin to understand that we are never truly alone, that life supports us and offers us insights and information about our journey. Elaine has an active private practice and is involved in helping the public and those in medicine, both nursing and medical students, begin to understand the importance of energy medicine, intuition, and the true meaning of healing, body, mind, spirit, and emotions. She is also the author of The Angels in Me, Experiences of Receiving and Sharing Divine Communications, and is working on her third book. Welcome, Elaine.
Hi, Julie. Thank you so much for allowing me to be on your show. This is great.
Well, we are excited to have you. Lots of questions. We're going to be talking a lot about Elaine's second book tonight, Spirit Awakening, and I told her when we were talking before the show started, I have enough for like 5 shows of questions, and I just was like, okay, we're just going to have to limit it. And my first question for you is, I actually read your first book, The Angels in Me, which I think is a great book. I have a funny little story about that. Elaine's daughter had sent me a copy. I was looking for radio show guests, and she had sent me a copy. And for some reason, I didn't read the book right away, which is very odd for me, just because I love angels, like to read. And I later told her daughter, oh, now I understand. I picked up Elaine's book in January when someone close to me is very ill and dying. And I said, oh, now I understand the timing, because it was of great comfort to me. And so if you have anyone going through that, I would encourage you to check out her first book. But one question I did want to ask you from that book is, you talked about how when you first were dealing with your gifts, how you were struggling with that. And, here's this crazy woo-woo stuff and all this stuff going on. And I find a lot of people, maybe they're not going to be at your level and this be their life journey, but what advice would you give to someone that may be struggling with a gift like that now, or even something like trusting their intuition? What would you say to people?
Well, I would say, Julie, that I think that the most important thing for us to know is that our senses are what our intuition is. To be able to hear and to see and to feel and to know is what is already innately human. So, we have so frequently let our mind overrule what we feel. And I think that most importantly, people have to learn, or have the opportunity to learn, to trust what they feel first and foremost. And then, if it's something that intrigues them, they might want to follow up and learn about it. But too many people immediately dismiss something that seems out of the ordinary. And I would suggest that they not do that.
Excellent. Okay, so here, one of the things that I loved about your book, Reading Spirit Awakening, was because it resonates so much with me for the show and why I do this and why I get excited to do this every week. Because you talk about the slumber or collective nightmare we're in. What do you mean by that?
What I mean by the selective or the collective nightmare, Julie, is that we have forgotten our connection to the world. We have forgotten our connection to the earth. We have lived in a very patriarchal society that has made everything fear-based, very punitive,